Hello everyone, Storm 101 here. Today we'll be talking about a winter storm could potentially occur across portions of the Tennessee Valley, across the Smoky Mountains, portions of North Carolina as well. We're definitely watching this area here very closely. For some areas could see a decent amount of snow. We're also going to be talking about our upcoming very active pattern that be going on across really beginning this weekend here. I mean, you got this system here that be coming up starting, Thursday or Friday. And then beyond that, it's just going to be multiple lows going over some of the similar areas. And that could bring some winter storm potential from nearly every system. We'll be talking about that, but let's first talk about with our upcoming system here. So this is the high risk Canadian. As we continue on, here comes our low right back here. You got some snow going on, off the screen here. And we're going to watch this area here pretty closely here across, northern Arkansas, southwestern Missouri, possibly eastern Oklahoma. This region here may have a shot of seeing a decent amount of snow as well out of this system, which are lows, like right down there. And this low is going to be traveling pretty far to the south. This is a pretty far southern track here. It should be tracking something like this. So anybody like north, like in these general regions in here, could see some snow out of the system here. And as we continue on here with our system, you can see here, it does spit out a chance for possibly some heavy snow across portions of Arkansas there as well. We'll be watching that there closely. Miles may go back and forth with that. Then your snow starts to pick up again, eventually getting into central Tennessee here, which there could be at times moderate to heavy snow, some light snow going on across portions of Kentucky. And then snow starts to pop up across western North Carolina, and that'd be an area to watch. And you can see here, we got a pretty large area of moderate to heavy snow, anywhere from southeastern Kentucky into central and eastern Tennessee, far southwestern Virginia, maybe possibly as far south as northern Georgia, and maybe up northern north South Carolina. There we go. That's what I was going to say. And this may expand into central North Carolina. We're going to see about that. You can see our periods of heavy snow seems a possibility there as well. And let's take a look at those snowfall totals here, spitting out from the high-res Canadian. And this model is pretty good. It's pretty accurate. It's been doing a pretty good job here. Yeah, as you can see here, this is a pretty accurate estimation here. You can see here could be periods of at times some heavy snow across portions of Arkansas, maybe eastern Oklahoma. It's spinning out snowfall totals, 1 to 4 inches. But it's just going to be quite isolated. It's not going to be a widespread event. But our main area of focus will be right in here. And as you can see here, you got snowfall amounts, especially some of those higher elevations, as high as 14 inches. But I guarantee you there's probably going to be some higher amounts across most of the mountains of North Carolina and into portions of Tennessee here. I think it's underdoing by quite a bit across some of these regions right in here. But there's going to be a decent winter storm coming. You can see here, there's a decent spread of generally 3 to maybe 5, 6 inches of snow here across western North Carolina into portions of central North Carolina and also for southwestern Virginia there as well. So decent amount of snow could be coming for some of those areas there. Now this is the original Canadian model here. This is what its thoughts is on. You can see here showing it's a little bit further north. Some of the higher snowfall totals is more across southwestern Virginia and even getting to portions of West Virginia and into the mountains of southeastern Kentucky. Also across portions of North Carolina there as well. Pretty decent swath of snow, across portions of Kentucky here into portions of Tennessee. Possibly some snowfall accumulations as far south as northern Alabama. We're going to see about that. I think it's really going to be as high as a coating, to be honest, although there could be some isolated higher areas there. We'll be watching there, maybe even to portions of northern Georgia there as well. And also looking back across portions of Arkansas, you can see it's showing snowfall totals as high as 7 inches. That's probably a little bit overdone. You got 4 inches there. So there could be a couple of hot spots across portions of Arkansas there as well. What it used to be before, some of the highest amounts were a little bit further north, and now it's trended a little bit further to the south, a little bit more into Arkansas there as well. And it seems like that's been a trend so far with that. Here's a high-res NAM here. You can see it actually does not go for entire vent, actually. Let's actually look into the NAM with this. If we can get this to load. Here we go. And you can see her go through a tire vent. This is likely an outlier here. And as you can see here, some of the highest snowfall totals really far northeast of Alabama, north of Georgia, getting into the mountains of North Carolina and even portions of South Carolina. This is like an outlier here. I mean, I don't think Georgia, portions of Alabama will see this much snow. I think it's just going to be a little bit more focused across these regions here, although the valley around Knoxville probably won't see that much snow. Across those regions there, we're going to see about that. But you can see here shows snowfall amounts as high as 10 inches in a few areas there as well. So we'll see about that. It's likely an outlier. So that's Thursday, Friday system. Let's actually look to the GFS model. So here comes your first system right there. And this is, let's take a look to our upcoming very active pattern. So here comes our next system here, which models have really been going back and forth with this. Right down here across portions of Texas here, could be some snow mixed in across portions of Texas into New Mexico. GFS model says it's not really going to develop too much of anything, and then it pops back up. This is where things get a little bit interesting here. So your lows right here, you got your cold air in place. Well, it's not that cold, but your thickness value is there. Gonna be 540 line, 534 line there. It'll be favorable for some snow across some of the same areas there again. And as you get later down the road, you can see it shows a decent swath of snow across most of North Carolina, eventually getting into portions of Virginia. And then that moves off. We're going to see what's going to happen there with that system there. As we continue on, you got a low way up here. This is likely going to change. You got a front right down here. And again, you got your cold air in place there too. And here comes another system here. This could be a potentially a nor'easter here, bringing a swath of heavy snow across New England states there. And then this is where we get 10 plus days out. So this is all this is going to change. Here comes another low right here. Very strong low. You got a pretty good cold front right here with some really cold air. I mean, also some strong winds on the backside, so those wind chills will be likely be very cold. And when we look at two analogs similar to this here, there's likely going to be a period at some point. There's going to be some very cold temperatures, which is exactly what the GFS is showing. So we're going to see about this here. But there's probably going to be at some point a period of very cold temperatures at some point in January, which the GFS does show that, which I'll show you guys the ensembles in just a moment. So there goes that system, and there goes by another clipper, and here comes another clipper. So this is just giving you an indication that a very active pattern is coming in, where you get multiple systems, a couple each week there as well. So this is the European ensembles. So this is an average of a whopping 51 members. So there goes your first system right there. Slips by. Here comes another system. Also slips by. And then when we get to the 10-day period, we're going to watch for this here. Could be some pretty cold temperatures across portions of the Ohio Valley there. Possibly some snow mixed in there as well. Your average low track will probably look something like this here. Possibly something like that here, and I can kind of get these areas here to probably watch here as well. But again, that's likely going to change, but it is a pretty decent agreement. But what you do notice here is some really strong ridging across the west. This is a strong positive PNA right here. And meanwhile, off your screen here, you got negative AO, and you got western-based negative NAO. And this is a perfect setup for cold and snowy conditions across the eastern United States. I mean, this is a perfect setup. You cannot ask anything really better than this. And an analog to something like this was back, uh, I think the winter 2010-2011 was one of those, and there's other winters as well. Which some of those winters there, the analogs, which some of them do go back in the 1950s and stuff like that. A couple of those winters had major, winter storms and blizzards across the Northeast here. And what they do have in common, however, is very cold temperatures across the eastern United States. So we'll be paying attention to that pretty closely there as well. This is the GFS ensembles here. This is an average of 21 members. So there goes system number 2 right there. And you can see there goes by another system. And then, as you can see here, just like around the European model, around day 10, again, you got trophy across the eastern United States. Could be potentially some pretty cold temperatures across some of the same areas. So we got to watch for this closely. And again, your average low track will probably look something like this. But one thing that there is some disagreement here is your positive PNA is also a little bit offshore there as well. It's not really into, the western United States. It's actually kind of offshore the west coast there. So that's kind of an absurdity there. But the positive PNA is still there, however. And off your screen here, you got negative AO and also negative NAO, which models have a really good agreement with that as well. So again, we'll be watching that. This is the GFS almost. This is a mean accumulation for snow, and we're just going to go out for 384 hours. And this gives you an indication here there's likely going to be a cold and potentially snowy pattern. So really, generally, north of this line here, it does have a chance for snow for the next 384 hours, but this is just an indication here, and this gives us an idea that there's likely going to be a cold and snowy pattern across a pretty good chunk of the country here as well. And you can see here, you can also see here pretty active lakes there as well. When you get to those purples, that's 6+ inches of snow. You can also see the mountains of Washington there. Goes off the charts there. I mean, plus 39 inches. Very mean there, but we're going to see about that. This just gives us an indication that a very active pattern is coming. But anyways, guys, that's all for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you really do like my channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. If you guys have questions about this, you can put a comment section down below. I'll answer you guys questions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.